guys ready for some more Simcity?
Hey guys, welcome back to the DX Gamer Show. My name is OperationDx, and we're here on Tuesday, April 2nd, 2013 for our 11th episode of our SimCity Let's Play. This episode's pretty much going to be a loose ends episode where we finish off our Indy Dx city in preparation to go ahead and start our next city, the college town. So here we're going to go ahead and transfer about $2 million bucks, and we're going to have a nice cash reserve to start with for the second episode for Tuesday, and we'll see that a little bit later. So the main objective for this particular episode is just to basically, tie everything up, make sure everything's running smoothly. We're probably going to go ahead and drop that hospital and, make sure that this city can run for a little while, when we revisit it, to transfer the stuff to the Great Works site. So, in the beginning of this, I kind of thought that I was going to get away with go ahead and building a second clinic. To try to not pay the $1,700 per hour for the hospital. I believe that's what it cost. And I changed my mind afterwards, but you're seeing me here go ahead and try to plop it. And I was just looking for other ways to try to trim the budget a little bit, to not be in such a giant negative when we left the city. Because it's easy to, when you finally buckle everything up, put yourself into a large negative budget. And it's kind of, you can't really see, what your actual income is, because you are actually in fact making a ton of money, but you're not showing that in your hourly income. But the reason I decided to go ahead and ditch the whole second clinic idea is because I was not managing 6 Sims. And as I just got done explaining in the previous episode about how, when you let things get out of hand, you have to double up until it's repaired, and then you can, remove the services that are creating that stopgap for the out of control thing. And of course you lose a ton of efficiency when all this stuff happens and that sort of thing. So it didn't take me long to figure out that this wasn't gonna work. So I went ahead and just demolished it, and I had to place that hospital. I knew I was gonna have to do it, and I don't even know why I went kind of in this direction. Like I said, I was trying to alleviate the budget, but that's just no excuse, because I knew that that was not going to be able to cope. And of course, the hospital is too big to fit in this plot, so we're actually going to go ahead and move over to where the community college is and plop it next to there, because that's why I like to do the big gaps on the edge of the city, so for specializations like this for the hospital and special buildings and that sort of thing. And we've got ourselves a ton of room right now, for new things if we wanted to, say, come back to the city later on and upgrade it. Now, I hate plopping these extra rooms. They literally cost what is it, $1,700 per hour for each one of those, and they only give you 50 rooms or whatever. It's it's brutal. What's kind of nice about these though is they actually give you 2 ambulances per thing. I think the other ones just give you 1. So yeah, this is a huge upgrade from the clinic. And of course, as you can see, when all said and done, the negative budget for this thing goes way the crap up. It's almost nearly 10,000 per hour to run. It's probably closer to 6 or 7. I'm exaggerating, but once we get this thing up and running, which is almost, we are going to immediately demolish the clinic to alleviate some of that budget. Now, of course, we did build those utilities in the last episode, and that is knocking our budget a little bit. And right now, if you were to look at the budget at a glimpse, you'd see, oh my gosh, this is pretty precarious. I better go check on the industrial sector and make sure everything's running smooth and stuff, because like I said, this is the 3rd time I'm saying it, but because of that bug during that one episode, I'm all paranoid at this point that things aren't working properly. But clearly you can see we've got 182,000, and you can see how the money symbol is actually yellow, which means that we're in a negative budget, but we are actually in a very high positive with all our industry and stuff. So this is an opportune time to go ahead and finalize infrastructure here. So we're going to add 1 more jail cell. because we are actually going to add a little bit more population to try to fill those jobs. Now, I noticed that if you watch the specialization buildings such as the processor factory or the consumer electronics factory, the efficiency of like the processors built per day fluctuates, and I don't know if that's based off of is the building fully staffed, is the sick Sims playing a role in that kind of thing. I actually don't know the full details, but I suspect that all that really kind of plays a role, and that messes with the efficiency of whatever specialization building you're working with. I'm sure later on, when this game's been out for a little while and this series becomes a little older, someone's going to hop in the comments and tell me all about what I'm doing wrong and stuff. But for now, I don't know. But it's like with any other playthrough of any other game that I do, I don't always go in knowing 100% of what's going on. It's just from what I've learned. Now, what I don't like to do, though, is I don't like to do dry runs of games. Like, I like to play a game before I do a Let's Play of it. That way, one, I can, have some sort of knowledge base and know what I'm doing and know what I'm talking about. And two, I just feel that it would be a little bit more entertaining of a series if I did know what's going on, instead of like blindly going in and doing something and like figuring it out, on screen, because that can lead to some excessively long and boring moments, which it's hard to not have in a series like this. But I'm doing my best to like try to edit things and cut things down and make it more smooth and a little more interesting. So as we, bring this particular city to a close for now, we're going to do one last swipe through. We're going to check our specialization buildings. We're looking at our budget right now, and it's not telling us things that are good, but this isn't a good picture of what's actually going on. We might check that one last time. And so we're going to go through and look here. Looks like we got some processors. The plastic is always full, which is good. The consumer electronics factory looks like it's running. That's always filling up. It looks like the smelting factory, when I checked it earlier, is running good. It looks like the processor factory is running clean. So I don't think I'm at a bad ratio as far as how many buildings I have per core building. In fact, I thought I was, under that number. So we should be way, way good. And yeah, of course, so we were looking at the budget panel, and you'll notice that, we had like a few $100,000 earlier, and now we're at like 600 and some thousand. And we'll probably be closer to, say, about $1 million when we finally wrap up here. And we're kind of at the target 60,000, 65,000, like I was saying in the beginning of the series, and that's pretty much what you want for this particular city. It doesn't need to be out of control. You don't have to have a ton of population. You just need to fill those the specialization buildings. So here we're looking at the pollution map, and you can see it's atrocious. It's like a solid brown line from my processor factory and my consumer electronic factory. And of course, those two coal power plants using the most polluting stacks. So it's this city makes a ton of pollution and puts it into the region. And I'm still not 100% sure how that works. And like I said, I don't know if the cars and stuff create pollution, because we're probably going to notice low levels of pollution in our college town once we get that started. But I don't know if that's going to be generated from this place or if that's generated from the cars actually in the city. So since we've got this somewhat alleviated as far as 6 Sims coming in and our waiting room and stuff, it's always good to like turn some of these subsections off, and you can do that by clicking in, going into the place where you plop down the extra stuff to upgrade the hospital, and you can actually click on each individual thing and turn it off, and that will save a little bit of money, which is very helpful. We actually saved quite a bit there, because we're at about 6,500 in the negative. Yuck. I totally didn't want to do that, and even said in the beginning of the series I didn't want to do that, and I really tried not to, but it's almost impossible to not with this type of city, and especially because I'm keeping that low level of population. So it is what it is. It's working well, and we'll revisit the city a little bit later when we get the Great Works Site project up and running. I think the budget thing is maybe on a daily cycle or whatever, so let's go ahead and take a look at it one last time. And yes, look at that. We're way positive, and we're, you know, almost 1 million. So yeah, we're totally good. So as far as I'm concerned, we've got everything pretty much zipped up and ready to go, and this city is on its own self-sufficiency. We can revisit the city now to essentially just transport money straight on to the next city if you want. That will, of course, make any future city we build much easier. We don't have to do that initial kind of like wasteful first build to, get a nice little budget like we did with this one. Although, when you do a new region, it's kind of, it's kind of nice to do it that way. And it makes things pretty much all around easier to, start up things. But that's pretty much it. We're done with the city and moving on to the next episode. So thank you for watching another episode of the DX Gamer Show and my SimCity Let's Play. I'll see you guys next time later on for the next episode later on today. Take care and have a good one. See ya.